Hi everyone, I thought I'd do another video about solar. I know yesterday's was about solar, but I'm going to do another one about solar. So in this video I wanted to show you about how this system actually works, what it does, and the components. So to start with, what does it actually do? Well, this is the critical part here. This is the brain of the whole system. This is the ESP32, and it has an antenna, which you can see there. And essentially what it does is it controls the whole lot, and it logs data, and it sends data to my server. My server isn't here, of course. My server's somewhere else. It's about just less than 50 miles away. And on the server I've got some software which gets the data and then posts it to a database, and then a website gets that data and displays it, essentially. If you want to look at that, it's solar.accbs.co.uk, and you can see all the details on there. Anyway, so yeah, essentially what this thing does is it controls everything. So controls what? Well, over here you can see the contactors. So the power comes in, it charges the batteries, and the contactors here decide whether the output of this system should be solar or mains. So if it's sunny and all that, and we should be using solar, then it decides that we should be using solar, and it switches over to solar, and then the output here is solar, or otherwise the output is mains. So yeah, it controls those two contactors, and it controls them using these little MOSFETs and whatever else here, relays. It also turns the inverter on and off too. So it's also got these buttons here where I can press them and manipulate it in certain ways. And it's got a screen. It's got a buzzer which is tucked away down there somewhere. And now the components. So over here you can see an ADS115, and this is an ADC, a high-powered ADC, analog to digital converter. And this is connected to a high-power current shunt, which is here. And the current shunt basically allows me to detect how much current is flowing through the wire, depending on the, it does that because I know the resistance of that resistor, and I can therefore work out, how many amps are flowing through it, depending on the voltage drop across the resistor. Anyway, so that goes over here to the powered ADC, and then it sends the signal via I2C to the ESP32, and therefore it can work out how much power is being drawn. So what else have I got? I've got this IR sensor, and the IR sensor is for this little thing here. Now, if I press it, it'll wake it up, look. And then I can manipulate, using the up and down and all these buttons here, I can manipulate the system. So if I press down, it'll go down and it'll cycle through the menu. I've also got this DS3231, is it called? Yeah, DS3231. And that's supposed to be the clock for the system, but as you can see it's not right. There's actually something else I need to do with this as well. I need it to know when it's going to be sunrise and sunset, and I need it to, to all work properly. Because at the moment the clock doesn't work fully. Yeah, but that's to do with timing and stuff, obviously, for this thing, to know when to turn it on and off and whatever else. Then over here I've got two things that work together. I've got an Arduino Pro Mini and an RS485 to TTL converter. So the RS485 TTL converter talks directly to the charge controller over here, which has the ability to post data. So basically this Arduino here sends a message via serial to the converter, and the converter sends the message to the charge controller. The charge controller gives data back to this, and it converts it to TTL, and the Arduino Pro Mini gets the data, and then via serial it sends it to the ESP32, and that's how I get a lot of data about solar. So I get stuff like the battery voltage, charge voltage, etc. Lots of other different bits and pieces from that. What's next? So I've got the remote, of course, which I've kind of already shown you. The MOSFET, this is an NPN, no hang on a minute, no it's not, it's a PNP transistor actually. And this is in charge of the backlight of this. So yeah, the transistor basically is in charge of when the backlight is powered and when it's not. So what else have I got to show you on this thing? I think that might be everything. I mean, it depends on how extreme you want to go. Those two resistors there, there should be three actually. Where's the other one? Oh, there's the other one, bridged across there, behind that. That's actually a voltage divider, because the Arduino is 5 volts, and the ESP is 3.3, so I have to resist off a third so I don't damage the ESP. So what else have I got here? There's a UART there. That's so that I can quickly and easily change the Pro Mini if I need to. Now there is something else as well. You see here I've got a label that says LI, L-I. That's a light sensor, and the light sensor's outside, and of course that allows me to get data about the light. So yeah, that's about it. There are 4 buttons there. That's just to do with the 4 resistors is to do with the 4 buttons. I think that's kind of all I need to show you really. So I'll show you the menu, and then I can show you the voltage, the amperage and the wattage. That's the charge voltage and all that from solar, from the panels. And I go down. Charge, that's the battery voltage. Amperage, which is flowing into the batteries, and wattage. Drain is the battery voltage. Amperage coming out of the batteries. Battery voltage and the charge percentage, but there's just something I fudged up myself. Light 14,000 lux. And control here, if I press certain buttons I can control it. So AI is where artificial intelligence decides whether solar should be on or off. So I can manipulate that, so I can turn it off, for example. Let's turn it off. We got a beep. So now I can choose whether I want the source to be mains, off or solar. And over here, oops, hang on a minute. So let's turn the inverter on. So if I turn it on and press enter, you should see that this little thing will turn on. There you go. Now that inverter's on. And if I do that again, we should be able to turn it off. Let's turn it off. Well, in fact, let's leave it on. But I'll change now from mains to solar. And if I do that, this contactor will flick over. There you go. So now everything's on solar now. And wait for this to focus. And there you go. So I suppose I'll put this back on and let AI take control again. Whoops. And there we go, so everything's flicked back over.